On this episode of Grassroots Garage, we have one of the most well-known and heavily modified Holden Geminis in Australia. It's Laurie's Mr. Sick. It's a 1983 Gemi that won the Superstars Championship at MotorX in 2008, and 11 years later, this car is still flawless. A testament to the build quality.
What are you doing? Did you find a mark?
Can't help myself.
That's mad. Welcome to Grassroots Garage. I know you know this car. If you know Geminis, this is Laurie's car. Laurie, thanks for your time.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Tell us about your car.
It's a 1983 Holden Gemini.
So just tell me, so let's start, well, I think we start at the front grille. So this is actually a billet grille.
Yeah, so it's all handmade billet. It looks simple, but it actually wasn't.
So it runs across.
Yeah, it covers all, because normally you can see all the ways the top of the headlights. So that wraps all the way around. So it's all one piece.
What bolts up from underneath?
Actually bolts in from behind the bumper bar. See here, there's pins that locate this in there, and then it's got two screws going into there and then in there.
Yeah. And it's a one-off.
Never see that one again.
And you were saying when you first ran the car, it was polished?
Yeah, it was highly polished in the early days when I first did it. Which I thought billet would look good, but just stood out too much. I didn't like it, so went back to the painter and said, "Can you please paint this nice piece of billet?"
Yeah. And how much time was spent working out that's the point? That's the point where the purple was going to end. How much did you put a couple of marks with pencil, or you do masking tape? What did you do to work out that angle?
You pretty much draw it. Like I pretty much drawed it with a pencil. I went around the whole car pretty much and marked out exactly where I wanted that break to happen, where the orange is going to be.
Down the side as well.
Sides, engine bay.
But was the grille done later?
The grille was done later, yes. So yeah.
Straight away, you notice there's no glass.
Yeah.
So what have you done to the door frames to get that happening?
So I had to re-strengthen the whole thing. So I had to do a full roll cage. It runs from the front, runs all the way up inside the pillars, up along the roof, down the rear pillars into the boot. So it's got a full roll cage, fully enclosed, and then the roof had another sheet put inside.
You're right, step in.
Yeah, to cover all that, so you don't actually see all that.
Yeah. So is that sheet metal?
Yes, sheet metal.
That's mad.
And so you don't actually see the roll cage, so it's all hidden. But that's what stops the whole roof from flexing, because once you cut the pillars, like the roof would want to be swaying left and right. Yeah. I rolled the roof down on the front edge. I've rolled the roof down another inch, and then I've extended the top of the doors 2 inches, just to give you more of a look of like a chopped roof look, even though the roof hasn't been chopped, but gives you more of a closed look.
And like the camera hardly picks it up, but the way that it sort of ticks out a little bit, you know what I mean? It's a real, it's just a nice little feature of the car. If you sort of stand at the right angle where the light hits it right, and you get the way that the roof kicks out a little bit, like a little hat, you know what I mean?
It sort of protects the... Look, when it's been rained on and it has worked, the water has ran off and not ran in, it's rolled over.
So talk to me about getting this line down the side. You've sat the car in, it was in primer at this stage?
Yes, it was in primer, and then I had the graphic guy come out, and between me and him, Joe Webb, we drew exactly where the graphic's going to go, and it's going to wrap. Like, you have to make sure it runs all through inside the doors, so the graphic doesn't end. It just keeps going right through the whole car.
Yeah, through
the seats, through the door jambs.
Yeah. Mate, I can't wait to tell that story that we've got now about how you made the seats.
Oh, mate.
It's so cool.
it was pain. I tell you, that they were a mission and a half.
So the back ones are the same?
Exactly the same.
So if you sit in the back, it's perfectly comfortable for you?
I can sit in there perfectly.
I don't know if I fit.
I don't know, mate. So we spent almost 1 year building that interior, just the interior. So it was pretty much as much work as, like like there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work inside the car. There's a lot of hand sanding and just to make it show quality, and not orange peely, and in the 3 colours, especially having purple, orange, and the graphic, which is silver. It wasn't an easy job to mask it up.
And hand pin striped.
So if it was all one colour, it makes the job a lot easier. But because of the 3 colours, it's very time consuming to paint it. Very time consuming,
So what are those seats?
They're actually fiberglass. I was looking at different fiberglass seats, couldn't find anything on the market that I liked. So I spoke to a couple of people, and they suggested get like a garbage bag and put 2-pack surfboard material in there, and it expands. So I poured it in a garbage bag, and this garbage bag started expanding. And what I did, I put my backside and my back in that garbage bag, and it actually wrapped around me and set. So then that gave me the mold. So that was my mold, and then every little imperfection in my back came in it. So I had to obviously bog all them up, but that was my mold, and then we made seats out of that. But yeah, they're as comfy as
negative mold, wouldn't you?
Yes, negative mold. Yes,
And then pour fibre.
Yes, But look, the seats are, as long as I don't put much more weight on, they were made to my. They're as comfy as anything. Like the seats are comfy for me, but you get somebody else with a different body.
It's 2 for you though.
Yeah.
You didn't get your missus to do the passenger seat.
No. I wanted to look all the same. That's the difference. If I got my missus,
that'd be funny, man. Mismatched seats. What's going on here? Well, that's mine. That's my missus. Oh, that's mad.
Yeah. So we got that. We done the seats like that. Then all the flooring was made out of timber, fiberglass, metal. All the console roof. Parcel tray, everything was just all handmade. I got told by the old hot rodders, they said to me, you got to put you need to put a fire extinguisher in, which I took their advice, and they said also seatbelts.
So stereo install, who did that for you?
Oh, jeez. I had a mate actually do it for me. I was sponsored by Pioneer. They gave me all the materials what I wanted. So they said go through the catalogue. Well, this was like 12 years ago now. So they said go through the catalogue and see what you want. And I said, yeah, okay, no problem. So I got some speakers for inside and a stereo for inside the car. And in the boot, I didn't put anything. But then I finished the car off, and then I improved it the year after. And I said, look, I want to do a full boot install like that. So then they came on board and gave me some more speakers, what I wanted, and some more amps, and we decked out the whole boot.
Nice.
Even the little things were spun out of like metal, billet. Everything's made out of billet. Like all these are billet.
So there's all these little details. What, like the tail lights? Have you had to use different paint over them?
So that's translucent. It's like layers and layers. So as you can see, where the graphic is actually where the tail light is. It's LEDs.
So that you can see.
So it's translucent. Yeah. So the purple and the orange is blocked out, and in the silver, it's translucent. So it took a lot of time and a lot of cutting. And
they must have been pretty new at the time. LED. Tail lights.
Well, actually, these are a last minute change. These were probably done maybe the last 5 years. So I actually had big bulky Gemini tail lights, and like I said to you, trying to keep the car flowing. Like I did the grille because I didn't like the big billet grille, and when I looked at my tail lights, they look like Gemini tail lights. Nothing else looks Gemini on the car anymore. So I thought, you know what, I've got to do something with these tail lights. So I put my thought in process, and I came up with these things, which I think looks more finished off in my eyes and flows with the rest of the car.
It's a missed opportunity from Holden to do a more slimline bumper like that, because that looks like it should have been factory.
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely,
You need where it mounts. Because it's twice, if not 3 times as big. Now, isn't it, the plastic one?
That's right. Yeah. So we slimmed it down quite a lot and came up with a couple of different types of bumpers. We tried and made some.
Because you see the wagon guys pull them off. And I think it looks too something. You need a bumper bar.
Yeah, you need something. Yeah.
Clean that up.
It looks like something's missing if you.
If you don't have it.
You don't have it. Yeah.
Pinstriping in the doors is actually 3D.
Yeah, so it's stepped. It's actually stepped. So
how did you manage to? You've had the pinstriper draw it first, have you?
Yes, yeah, and I've had one layer put here, and then we've got another. It's like 3 layers. So it actually, the actual airbrushing is embossed into the. I don't know. It's very hard to tell, but yeah, it's 3 layered.
Yeah, I can see that. So that door it's a metal door.
Yep.
And that's fiberglass?
Timber, fiberglass, and metal. Yeah.
So where the joins are around here, how have you managed to, over 12 years, not get any sort of, even close to looking like there's any sort of joins?
That's my secret.
That's it, yeah. Give me the car history. What was your first car?
First car was Meteor. Ford Meteor.
Sick, yeah. You got to have one, mate. Everyone's got to have one.
It wasn't sick. I only had it for a week. Realised it was crabbing, and it must have been in a smash. And I just thought, nah, this thing's got to go. So she didn't last long. Yeah. And then I bought a Gemini.
Not this one, a different one.
This one, another one. Yeah. I had that for about 6 months, and then just realised I had a fair bit of rust, a bit too much for me, and I didn't really want to play around with it too much. And it was a TE, and I preferred a TG, so I actually let that one go. I sold that one, and then I bought this one. And so then once I bought this one, I knew that this one I was happy with it, I had a good body to start off with. It had no rust or anything like that, so I thought, this is a good base to work with,
Yeah, definitely. So the plan was always to build yourself a show car?
Yeah. I always had that from teenage years, all my mates would always go to, want to go clubs or parties and that, and I'd be too wrapped up and being in the garage trying to get my car into a show car. But obviously when I was...
So when you bought it, it had the 1.6 in it?
Yeah, 1.6, yeah. So she went, and then...
Sourced to G200.
And then I deburred it all, worked to a 2.2, custom throttle body, all the blow-off valve, Skyline turbos.
Yeah?
Yes, twins, yeah. It actually sounds like a Nissan. Actually, when it's running, it actually sounds like a Nissan. Yeah. Yeah. Originally, it was a closed chamber, but then you're always thinking, and then I just thought, you know what, it looked nice opening it up, so I put it on a mill, and we sliced the top off, and then painted all inside, made all trumpets. Shows you another bit more detail.
Oh, yeah.
All these brakes are Nissan. But I've still got the Gemini hub configuration for the wheels.
4x100.
Yeah, 4x100, and so I got the wheels made in 4x100. Yep. So they're one of my favourites, to be honest. I love my wheels. Yeah, I love them. Very cool. They're polished, but they look like they're chrome. Just the quality of the aluminium that was actually used in those wheels it's a credit to the wheel company, that's for sure.
Take me back to the start. So tell me about when you first bought the car.
I was 17. It was 17. Pretty much my first car. Went all the way to Guildford to pick it up. Loved it. It was Marinello red. It was always liked the red Gemini. Paid $3,500 for it. Drove it home and started from day one. Just started pulling stuff apart. Didn't need it, but just couldn't help myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Just changed the wheels. Painted the bumper bars, and started painting the undercarriage and refreshing it all up, and had a neat streeter.
Mid-90s.
Yeah, would. Yeah. I was going to say, I used to listen to Culture Beat and all that. Mr. Bain. So so then we used to go to shows and that then, and then I only had it driving for probably about 6 months, and then I lost my licence.
In the Gemini?
No. Not in the Gemini. I lost my licence in another car.
Yeah.
So then when I lost my licence, I thought, well, I can't drive this Gemini now. So I gutted it and rebuilt it, and spent 2 years in the garage building it in cobalt blue, white interior, ball bet wheels, and it looked really nice, Started driving it when I got my licence, and went to shows, and just progressed from there, really. I was never sort of happy. I was always doing something on it. I was always tinkering, but I love it. I love doing that sort of stuff. Gemini used to do well before when it was blue with white interior, but I wanted to really go to the next level, and to do that was obviously I couldn't go any further with what I had, so I thought I'd have to start all over again. So I used that same car. I just sold off the parts that I had on it. So it's still the same shell that I've had for the 20 odd years, and then just went hell for leather. Really, like I wanted the best. I wanted to do the best I could, and just strive for perfection.
And then the final unveil of how it looks now. When was that?
I changed the wheels. I bought new wheels. You know, something to like I think looks better than what I originally had, and it's tied in really well. So then what I did, I failed. I went for Superstars in 2007 and I didn't win. So then when I spent the whole year doing my interior, I got qualified again for Superstars because I'd done such a big change. So I got qualified again, and that year I won it.
Nice.
Which is pretty much a goal that I wanted to do. I've gone to that much trouble, and I really wanted to win Maguire Superstars, and just winning that was, rewarding.
That's sort of the peak. That's
it
climbing
was.
Everest.
It was, for me. It meant a lot to me, and you're competing with cars that are unbelievable. Like these cars are, the standard is incredible, and just to be amongst them is feels rewarding.
Yeah. So talk to me about winning Superstars in a Holden Gemini. Was there a bit of backlash around that, or was it all good?
Oh, look, they sort of appreciate it, I think. They can see there's a bit of hot rodding in there, all the billet, and there's not much plastic, and you do get odd guys that would probably say, oh, why a Gemini? But I think most of the guys out there, or girls, look at it and appreciate it as what it is.
That's it for this episode of Grassroots Garage with Laurie. Laurie, thanks for your time, man.
Good, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That wraps up this episode, and as always, if you like what we're doing here at the Grassroots Garage Project, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to all of our socials. There's plenty more on the way, so thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one.